Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Simone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Open up, you open. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about recognizing the important things in life. You know that saying that says the best things in life are free? It is absolutely true, guys. I know it's cliche, but just think about it. Life is free, love is free, friendship is free, relationships are free. The most important things in life are free, basically. And I'm telling you this because at one point in my life, I had this vision of what I wanted my life to look like. I'm a planner, guys. I'm a planner. I like to plan things and I love to see them come to fruition. I love to plan, but I don't just love to plan. I love to see my dreams accomplished, my goals accomplished. So at one point in my life, I just felt like I wasn't living the way I wanted to live, the way that I felt like I would be living my best my best life. So guys, I'll give you a quick story time, and it's pretty much a follow-up of my previous story time about why I moved to Canada. So when I moved back from Canada, I basically moved back home with my parents because when I moved to Canada, I was living with my parents. I got married. I stayed with my parents for a year while we figured out where we wanted to move. If you haven't watched that video, go watch it now and then come back to this video. So anyways, after getting married, I moved from my parents' home and I moved to Canada. I lived in Canada for a year and things didn't work out. For more details, check out that video. Things didn't work out the way that I envisioned them to work out. So I decided to move back and I moved right back to my parents' home. When my husband joined me, we were still living at my parents' home. And in New York, I don't know if you're from New York, but in New York, there are a lot of multi-dwelling homes and apartment buildings, right? So for my parents' house, we lived on the top floor and my parents lived on the bottom floor. We had our privacy, but there was this sense of failing to launch, given that I was married, I had a baby, and I was living at home. So I decided that, we're going to save up our money, we're going to buy a home. We sold our condo in Canada, and then we wanted to buy a home, thinking that, life is going to be better purchasing a home. If you watch my story time about how I changed my career, you know that I went back to my old job. The job that I left before I moved to Canada, I went back to that job, right? We were still living with my parents and we purchased a home. The thing about it is that I was commuting 2 hours from home to my job. And where we purchased our home was even further away. And we purchased a multi-family home, a 2-family home, given the fact that we'd be able to get rental income and we'd be able to live in one apartment. So we had our apartment and we rented out the 3-bedroom apartment. So we were getting rental income and we were just sitting on the apartment, still coming home to my parents' home to sleep at night, right? We had our home, but the commute was crazier than it was before. So we decided that, we're going to continue living at my parents' home and we're going to rent out our second apartment. So here we are, living as grown folks, married with children, and living with my parents, all the while having a home, right? And there was this huge sense of shame. Like, I just keep thinking, I don't know if you watch the movie Failure to Launch, but basically, failure to launch is like adults that still heavily rely on the support of their parents. For some reason, I really felt bad. Like, I really felt like, this isn't what adulthood is about. This isn't what life is about. Like, why are we living here? Even though, like, My relationship with my parents is great. Relationship between my husband and my parents is really great. We had no issues, but there was just this huge sense, like this huge weight on our shoulders, on my shoulders. My husband, he didn't mind, but for me, I really felt bad. So we decided to purchase another home. We still have our 2-family house. We have 2 sets of tenants. And I just, like, in my mind, I was just like, if we get this house, like, I'm truly gonna be living my best life. We're gonna be living our best life. So I set out, like, on a mission to purchase another house. And it was harder the second time around. I knew, for one, that I wanted a single family house this time because, boy, having tenants is no joke. If you have great tenants, you are lucky. But I had a really bad experience with one of my tenants. I literally had to hire a lawyer to get her out of my house. And like, listen, guys, I'm not a mean person, but when it comes to getting the rent and all of that stuff to make sure that that mortgage is paid, then we can't be friends if you don't pay me my rent. I'm so sorry, but we just can't be friends. I was always having tensions with one specific tenant that I eventually hired a lawyer, and we got them out because they didn't show up to court, and the court ordered them 72 hours notice and they had to move. So they moved within that 72 hours. Based on that experience, I knew that I didn't want another multi-family home. I wanted a single family home. So I went to task. We're like, okay, we're gonna get a new home. We're gonna get a single family home and it's gonna be great. When we bought our first home, I was just like, okay, since we're not gonna live here, my goal was to purchase another home within 2 years, right? It took us 5 years. It took us 5 years to purchase the second home. And when we did, like, you know, purchasing a home is very stressful. But when we did, I had this false sense that everything is just going to be rainbows and peaches and cream and butterflies and all these wonderful things. And this new home has been a blessing for us. We've been here for almost a year. But guys, when I moved, when we went to closing, and let me tell you, 3 favorite words aside from I love you is clear to close. And if you know nothing about real estate, then clear to close is that final notice that says that everything is all set. You've crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's, and then the lawyers have agreed to come together on a date at a certain time, and all is well for you to go and sign those papers and get your keys. That's what it means to be clear to close. But anyways, guys, when we went to closing, it was a wonderful day. It was a day in June, beautiful weather. We went to my lawyer's office, and for about an hour and a half, we sat and signed our life away, and we got the keys. We came here, and I think the kids were probably in school, but we came here right after we closed. And I was just like, you know, fireworks should be going off. Like, we finally got the home. We finally got our single family home, and we're gonna be moving. And guys, I really realized that home is literally where the heart is. Like, home is where your family is. Home is where love is. It really doesn't matter where you are. As long as you're around the people that you love and you are in a safe and happy environment, that is home. Home is mobile. Home is wherever you take it. And it took me a while to realize we're happy homeowners. We love this home. But for a long time, I felt this guilt and shame for living at home with my parents, thinking that it's such a bad thing, when really we were together. And the most important thing is that we're together. Really, when you make that transition from wherever you are to wherever you want to be, you'll realize that the main ingredients in your happiness is having your family, having that great dynamic, having love overflowing wherever you are. So again, go out, chase your dreams, but I want you to recognize that the best things in life are free. A house doesn't make you happy. A beautiful car doesn't make you happy. Yeah, the most important things that contribute to your happiness aren't possessions. They aren't physical things. I hope you get the picture that I'm trying to portray, basically. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya.